when did you hear Tull and kind of go, oh, flute, that's, or if that was the attractive sound of it. Tell us about your Tull fanship.
I mean, it definitely was. It was during, well, I want to say so high school for me. I was graduated in 78, so it was right during that time. And so that was the kind of music that I listened to, and that it would be this music that everybody loved, but there'd be a flute in it. Because when you think about it, you heard so much music that everybody's like, oh, and Aerosmith and this and that, and to have the, it's like that's my instrument, and that's actually why I contacted him when I was going to go to the space station, was that I thought it's one thing to bring my flute with me, but one way that you bring other people with you, and you actually just say thank you, is to bring something of theirs up there. And you try to make sure you find sort of nice spirited people that are going to take that in the right way as a way to sort of share it even further, so to speak. And but I wanted to thank him for bringing the flute to rock music, which I don't know if he's exactly the first, but was the first for me.
That's great. And so people know you took one of Ian's flutes into space, right? And
I did.
also a flute from the Chieftains, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's an Irish flute, wooden Irish flute that was
Okay.
more than 100 years old,
Yeah.
like a treasure of Ireland, and a penny whistle.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, we're gonna look at some pictures real quick here. Kind of there we
Oh,
go.
cool. You have to teach me how to do that.
So let's see. Let me, and if I pin that, then everyone can see it. Okay, great. So you tell us a little bit about this shot, when it was, and I'll go through the shots.
So I'm really proud of this picture because you don't get to get your picture taken in that big white spacesuit unless you are, no kidding, on the spacewalking team. That doesn't mean you necessarily get to do one, but that means that if there's something breaks out there while you're up there, you are going to be one of the people going outside to do that. And I don't know if it looks like this to you, but to me, it looks like a kind of a small little head in a very big spacesuit. And I was actually a small person in a big spacesuit, because for cost, they cut out the small spacesuits. And they
Oh,
only brought what they call a medium spacesuit and a large. And then because they ended up bringing the extra large too. But basically, it made it hard for really all the people that were small, many of whom were, all of whom were women, right? And so I
right.
was very proud of, they're like, do you fit in that spacesuit? And I'm like, no, I do. And I would kind of make jokes like, hey, I'm a girl. I mean, these have to go somewhere, we got to like, have a big spacesuit. Um, and I would make these jokes about it, but then I would just like look at these people and go, okay, so how are we going to do this? Because it was kind of like being when we train in the water in a big swimming pool, that means there's a lot of airspace around us.
Right.
And so it's kind of like you have your own exercise ball, and like it's always dragging you up to the surface, all that air in your spacesuit. And so you're trying to work down here and it's dragging you up there. And so it's hard to do. And so really great people helped me figure out, and that really helped other people along the way too, how to like stuff ourselves in that suit in a different way, put padding everywhere so that we weren't kind of falling all over and having the big air bubble go different places, if that makes sense. So I'm very proud of that picture. And then when we did get it taken, it was funny because it weighs 300 pounds, that suit. And so it's
Oh,
really, I'm
wow.
like, are we done? Okay, got the shot. Okay,
What?
good to
That's
go. What I've learned in being a person that went to space is that I always thought, here's Earth and then there's space, it's going to be a different place. But really, it's just an extension of where we as people live.
right.
And where we live is expanding, and it's not like we need to leave Earth, but we need to bring the artists and the I mean all sorts of different people, and we all come in all sorts of different shapes and sizes.